Work or concrete coatings, they elevate performance and pin down results that win every time. Stevenson Smith Construction is a proud sponsor of Takedown Tuesdays on 93.7 The Ticket. Because when it's time to wrestle with concrete, Stevenson Smith Construction slams expectations.
Hey Husker Nation, this is Todd Euler, two-time national champion, here to talk to you about Window World Lincoln. At Window World, we specialize in replacement windows, doors, siding, and roofing. Whether you're looking to enhance the beauty of your home or increase its energy efficiency, we've got you covered. And here's the best part. We offer the best for less. Our team is dedicated to providing top-quality products and exceptional service at affordable prices. We want to earn your business and make your home improvement dreams a reality. So why wait? Contact Window World Lincoln today at 464-7313 or visit our website at windowworldlincoln.com. Window World Lincoln, where quality meets affordability.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red!
It's game on at Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Nebraska's premier power sports dealership. Get geared up for savings like you've never seen before during Elway Days. Their biggest sale of the year runs October 14th through the 18th, when every red tag machine is priced at invoice plus $300. That's it. No freight, no setup, no extra fees. Don't miss out on these epic savings. Elway Power Sports of Lincoln has you covered all under one roof with a large selection of side-by-sides, ATVs, motorcycles, and personal watercraft at their 27th and I-80 location.
When the clock strikes zero after every Nebraska football game, there's only one place to go for instant coverage. Tune in for the Husker After Party Postgame Show on 93.7 The Ticket for each game, win or lose. Call in with all your takes or text the show at 464-5685. And hear quotes from the players and coaches, too. It's the Husker After Party Postgame Show, sponsored by Anderson Ford and Vinny Kreekak of State Farm Insurance.
If you want to make new floor shopping easier, come to O Street Carpet. Hi, I'm Steve Carper. Our flooring professionals can help you choose the best flooring for you, your family, and your budget. We eliminate the confusion. Even better, you'll be enjoying your new flooring much sooner. No 6 or 8 week waits. We'll install right away and save you money on installation. Floor shopping made easy every day at O Street Carpet.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
In every office, there's two types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe. This is the Don't Punt Hour with former Nebraska receiver.
Throwing over the middle, completes the pass. He's got speed to the end zone. Touchdown! 45 yards.
And return specialist.
This time he beats the kicker in one more.
DeMornay Pierson-El.
Only does the sideline have confidence in Pierson-El, but Pierson-El has confidence in Pierson-El.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Powered by the Teammates Mentoring Program.
All right, welcome in. Don't Punt Hour. Harrison Arns on the ones and twos. Good morning, Pierson-El streaming in. You guys can join in. 402-464-5685. Sorry, name and text line. Facebook, YouTube, X, Al, channel 961. Still need a haircut. Haven't gotten that taken care of yet. But nonetheless, free to join in. And morning, I know you're smirking. It's getting bad. I can't even deny it anymore. It's a mess. I was actually going to get it done today.
You got a couple more weeks, Shaggy. Come on, hold in there. You got to stay in character.
Yeah, maybe that's just it. You're right. At this point, I might as well just neck beard and everything and just give up completely and just go Shaggy for Halloween.
You got what, a week and a half to 2 weeks maybe left. You can pull it off.
Hey, yeah. And I actually have an eye condition too called blepharitis. Everybody knows what it is. Like, you get really sensitive eyes and they'll get real red. So if I just stop taking my medication, I mean, I'll really look like Shaggy full to the part right there. So
Committed. I like it.
Yeah, just to give up on medication on the haircut and all. But we're not going to talk about what I'm dressing up as for Halloween. I do got a good idea. We're going to talk some football here. And you guys are always welcome to join in. I should get to the unknown texter 1,000. We had Jalen Reyes. Been a great night on the ticket weeknights already so far. We had Coach Mark Manning and Ridge Lovett. Then we had Jalen Reyes, obviously a Nebraska volleyball assistant coach, and he's a Lakers fan. And we were talking about just how great LeBron James is. Michael Jordan's still the GOAT, so don't get that wrong. We can appreciate how good LeBron James is.
Yeah.
And as a Bulls fan, you know where my answer is going to lie. But nonetheless, let's go down the NFL here. And really the first game that sticks out was that Thursday night game. Steelers, Bengals, the old men going at it at the QB room. And Joe Flacco came out on top. Just the quick stat lines from that one. Aaron Rodgers on that Thursday night game was 23 for 34, 249 yards. He had 4 touchdowns, but he threw 2 picks. Joe Flacco, 31 for 47, 342 yards through the air, 3 touchdowns, 0 turnovers. The Bengals might be all right. I mean, if they can keep holding on to this, if Flacco keeps putting up those numbers, that's a good Steelers defense. The Bengals might be in the mix of things.
They definitely have something. You heard what Mike Tomlin said about Joe Flacco going to the Bengals. Offensively, weapon-wise, I know they were licking their chops to get, a player like that. He's seen it all. He knows the division and everything like that. It might not be too late. They might can, salvage some stuff and everything like that. So they got to take it 1 week at a time. But I like Joe Flacco. I mean, he was a Raven. He's a Raven at heart. Grew up a Ravens fan and everything like that. So they might be on to something. And the Browns might be, kicking themselves for doing it.
Yeah, it's crazy. You're sitting there, but you're in a mix right there because the Bengals, who they're sitting there 3-4. You're looking at the Browns.
Everything's on the table.
5. You're looking at the Ravens, who's sitting there 1-5. Like, are the Steelers that in control of winning that division right now? Especially,
I don't think so.
That one feels entirely up into the.
I think the Steelers are leaving the door open. Are they a dominant team? Yes. But for whatever reason, consistency. That defense, I wouldn't say it's the offense this year. The offense honestly doesn't look terrible. That defense isn't necessarily what I guess their typical standard is. I guess a month and a half into the season and everything like that, they might wake up and, start strapping things down or whatnot. But Lamar and the Ravens aren't playing, too well. I think the Steelers, they're not slamming the door shut like how they should with a stacked team like that.
No, especially not on the defense. I mean, say what you will. I like Joe Flacco. I'm a Joe Flacco fan, but you guys gave up 33 points and offense didn't help you out. I mean, 2 picks from Rodgers, not great. But the entire AFC North, like even the Ravens being at 1-5, we'll get to my Bears later, but the Ravens got a good matchup for the Bears. And, the Bears, they've won 4 straight, but I don't think any of them, it's been, pretty up and down. Lamar Jackson will be back in that one. It's in Baltimore. If they go 2-5, that's a team that's good enough to rattle off a bunch of wins and be right in the mix as well. So AFC North, good luck trying to figure out that one. As you got multiple QBs that are down and out, and the Steelers are the only one healthy. But again, they just took a loss to Joe Flacco. So make what you will of that entire division. Up next, the Jags cooled off in a hurry, 35-7, and I believe this was the overseas game, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
Poor Jacksonville's going to keep going out there to these over the pond, across the pond games. I was going to pick the Rams in that one, don't get me wrong, but I was surprised to see how badly the Jags were beat. Trevor Lawrence.
I wasn't surprised. We're talking about a Super Bowl contending team. This is, with the Rams. The Rams took Philly down to the wire multiple times. Seasons like the last 3 seasons. Philadelphia and the Rams have been battling. So they're another team on another level, And I mean, I didn't expect, that to really be a close or 2-2 competitive type of game. Jags are playing well and everything like that, but that you're playing the teams that's in a different tier.
Yeah, and to be fair, Stafford right now is on another level this season as well, and that gave me at 5 touchdowns. And he's just been dialing up all season long. Is he in that MVP race? The way that he's just been, again, the yardage is going to be less than some of these other guys, but his touchdown numbers are insane.
I would say he's on the outside looking in.
Okay.
The league is on, the younger guys, the young thing. Not to say that so maybe one of the older guys or the vets can't get it. I just think they would have to be splashy and kind of keep up with the Lamar Jackson, with the Josh Allen, with the Patrick Mahomes, and none of them are quite necessarily in that realm. So I don't think he's there. Is he capable of doing it and everything? I think absolutely, yes. Gifted wise and everything like that. But I don't think he's a front runner or one of the like 5 kind of. I think he's on the outside looking in kind of for that race.
Probably Robinson, and I know I want to say Baker Mayfield on the Buccaneers. They just took a tough loss. If he bounces back, he'll be right back in the mix of things for what he's been doing. But I mean, you're maybe looking at Robinson, Baker Mayfield, and with everybody else being hurt so early on.
I mean, you could say the running back with the Colts, Jonathan Taylor. He's right up there. He's having a good season. You can't not overlook that. Christian McCaffrey. I mean, it's been quiet, and I'm surprised not as many people are talking, about him, and they're more so talking about them being hurt and still, being able to win and do things. And I mean, he's doing it.
Yeah, that's a great point. Christian McCaffrey's finding ways to win games.
Yeah,
I guess it's a team effort, but clearly McCaffrey's the guy leading the helm in terms of offensive production. And he hasn't been talked about very much.
No, and I don't know if McCaffrey has offensive player of the year, or I know he doesn't have an MVP, but when you kind of think about that, that's a little bit crazy, especially how good they've been on their Super Bowl runs. I don't think he's ever won one of those 2 awards, if I'm not mistaken. Or I could be wrong, but I don't think he has.
He's won the Jim Brown Award in 2024 and the AP NFL Offensive Player of the Year in 2020.
Okay, so he has one.
He did get one.
Okay,
and that's it.
And so, I mean, even with the 49ers, they had a 3 or 4 year run to where it was like McCaffrey was everything. So, like I said, I think you could throw his name in there. There's a few guys that are in the conversation for that.
There's a lot of season left, to be fair. So a lot of what we're talking about is going to change pretty drastically as the weeks go on here. Moving on though, in the NFL, Eagles gritty win, 28-22, despite a really tough game from Carson Wentz again. JJ McCarthy not out there with the ankle injury, and they're saying Carson Wentz will probably suit it up again this weekend, as it's looking right now with JJ McCarthy.
Yeah, let Sam Darnold go. I'm still not going to let that down. I think that was the biggest WTF moment of the offseason. Like, what are you doing for real? Hopefully they figure it out, because I mean that defense is good. They just need a better. They need the part 2 of the team to figure it out. They need to be complement football with that, and it could be way worse than kind of like what it is, but they're not supposed to be in that position. They're supposed to be a better team, but like I said, that whole trade this offseason or letting him walk or whatever was crazy in my opinion.
Well,
you've been okay for so long. You kept Kirk Cousins around, and Kirk Cousins ain't never do that.
I know.
And the first person, you gave Kirk Cousins $200 million deals. over a span of what, maybe 5-6 years, I think. And Sam Darnold, probably the best record in probably not franchise history, because I know that some of the earlier, but in recent years, and you let him leave. So I mean, I feel like they're getting kind of what they deserve, actually.
Well, I think so, right? Like, when you're at that point where you're the Vikings and you're good enough to win now, if you get that quarterback, I mean, you got Addison, you've still got Justin Jefferson, who you can make an argument best receiver in the league. You can throw a few hats in there, but he's definitely in the mix. You got a great defense. You still got Hawkinson at that. You got a lot of great players. You just need to get the right quarterback, and you had it.
Yeah.
And then you're like, well, we'll use this window, even though we got all these guys on major money, to develop a rookie QB. Never made sense. So I agree with you. I think you reap what you sow there. And now you get a Carson Wentz, 26 for 42, 313 yards, 2 interceptions, 0 touchdowns. And then Jalen Hurts was good. 19 for 23. He didn't throw a lot, obviously. 3 touchdowns. A little bit of revival game for A.J. Brown. They got that connection working again, and he played pretty well. Still not entirely sure what version of the Eagles we're going to get down the stretch here.
Again, I mean, this is a different Eagles team with a new offensive coordinator. How many of their offensive coordinators have gone on and left just in Jalen Hurts' situation, and they're still a dominant team. So I mean, they're figuring some things out. I mean, you got a first-time offensive coordinator as a first-time coach that is an offensive coordinator. So they're still good enough to win. They'll figure it out. People talk crazy like this is the same team from last year. And I mean, it is, but you also lose a coordinator. We seen, how that can affect, multiple teams across, the league and everything like that. So I'm not too worried about it. It can be ugly. It can be pretty. They're still a team that you don't want to see late in the season.
Yeah, and to be fair, that's the style they play. It's going to be ugly and gritty, and they feel more comfortable in that game than they do, playing a Josh Allen air raid type of offense. Moving on, because we got plenty of games left to get to. Patriots, 31. Tennessee Titans, 13. I know it's the Titans, but hey, the Drake May celebrations are happening. He was 21 for 23 in that game. Only 2 incompletions, 222 yards, 2 touchdowns.
You can throw his name in there for as a sneaky dark horse if they continue MVP wise. I mean, he's playing like a madman. I mean, he's outplaying every quarterback in his league, including the last year's gifted NFL MVP of the year.
And that division's just got to be kicking itself, because if you're the Bills, it's the biggest layup of the year. What probably feels like to go ahead and clinch that division, and now if it's a tie, you lost the tiebreaker, and the Patriots are above you by 1 game already at 5-2. And Drake May, to your point, is showing 0 signs of slowing down. He's been
Vrabel Coach of the Year. I'm calling it right now.
Hey, I like that. I was high on Vrabel. I think you were too. We were both right. I mean, that's a perfect fit, and the Patriots. Didn't take long. They kind of look like they're just clicking right back to what they used to be. Moving on, not a lot to say on that one, especially on the Titans side. I'll ask you quickly, where are you at with Cam Ward?
I mean, I like him. I mean, it's situation and coordinator. His situation isn't like Jaden Daniels' situation. You got a coach that went to the Super Bowl and an offensive and a coach that got fired as a head coach, who's an awesome offensive coordinator. And look what they're doing. That's not his situation. That y'all fired his coach, and they didn't even have a year together. You didn't even necessarily give that a chance. I think the Titans have been they were crazy for letting Vrabel go. So I'm not saying it's Cam Ward's fault. I mean, they were the number 1 team to have the number 1 pick for a reason. Like, it's gonna take some time. I mean, we've seen that with Carolina and Bryce Young. So I'm not at any point pointing the finger at him, because he has been showing some good film and everything like that. But again, I mean, you're on the worst team in the NFL right now, so there's only so much you can necessarily do.
Well, let's talk about worst team in the NFL, because the next game is the Panthers and the Jets. And we got a headline with this one as well that's pretty interesting. Justin Fields gets the bench. Tyrod Taylor hops in. He goes 10 for 22, 126 yards, 0 touchdowns, 2 picks. Justin Fields was 6 for 12, 46 yards, no touchdowns, no picks before the benching. And Panthers win this game 13-6. The New York Jets fall to 0-7, and the Panthers have a winning record at 4-3. Bryce Young played okay in that game. Nothing phenomenal, nothing too bad though. But the story I want to get to is with the New York Jets owner, Woody Johnson, backing Aaron Glenn, but also kind of taking a shot at the quarterback position. And I'll read his quotes here. So he does say, I do believe in Aaron, again, the head coach of the current New York Jets. Says, known him since 1996. I was a fan, basically, no BS. I like the way he talks to the team. But then he gets to a little bit of the quarterback situation. He says, it looks like he's turning around parts of it. You know, it's hard when you have a quarterback with the rating that we've got. He has ability, but something just is not jiving. But if you look at the head coach with a quarterback like that, you're going to see similar results across the league. You have to play consistently at that position, and that's what we're going to try to do. Fair game for him to call out his quarterback and support his coach, or maybe push him.
I mean, he has an opinion. He has a right to his own opinion. I don't think he's necessarily wrong with what he said.
Yeah, I actually don't think so either.
I mean, I don't think necessarily it's like you can put it on the quarterback with this and this and that, but I mean, I think the combination of a offensive coordinator, which again, another young first-time offensive coordinator coach in that position and everything like that. That needs. I mean, I don't think he was a quarterback's coach at all. No, I think he was coaching receivers with the Lions, if I'm not mistaken, and got brought over with Aaron Glenn and everything like that. So I don't think it's all just on Justin Fields.
No,
I think the players around him consistently need to play a little bit better. I think he needs to play a little bit better, and I think the offensive coordinator needs to needs to figure out what his rhythm, his recipe is necessarily to be successful in situations like that. I mean, look on the defensive side. Your head coach is a defensive guy, but you went and got a former head coach who's been around the league for a while and everything like that. And that defense, has been keeping them alive.
Past two games, they've stepped up. Past two games, they gave up 13 to the Broncos and 13 to the Panthers.
I think, if you get a seasoned offensive coordinator in there that can kind of bring the best out of Justin Fields, I think that solves the consistency problem right there.
Yeah, and we'll see what happens with Justin Fields.
What offensive coordinator necessarily do you go after and everything like that? I'm not too sure.
Raiders might have one for sale at the end of the year.
Who?
The Raiders.
No, let him go back to college. I don't think that's it. Now, if Miami fires, their head coach, I think McDaniels will be a good offensive coordinator necessarily for Justin Fields. He's a positive guy. He's a positive reinforcer. The stuff that he was doing with Tua before, Tua kept taking those concussions and everything like that, they were rolling. So I think, what he does and his scheme in Miami, I think the players that they kind of have in New York, I think that wouldn't be, too bad of a fit. They have some pieces that can get, going with him. And that's a short list necessarily who would kind of take that.
Yeah, I mean, McDaniel's not a bad option, though, because
if he gets fired.
We'll get to the Dolphins. We're waiting for the shoe to drop on that one. Maybe they're tanking, but I don't know who they're taking.
I mean, it wouldn't be the first time.
It definitely wouldn't be the first time. It's probably not going to be the last time either. The problem is, I don't know who you would tank for desperately in this one. Quarterback-wise, unless you like Mendoza, Simpson.
You just paid a guy, your franchise guy, maybe 2 years ago, maybe?
Exactly.
A year ago, and you're already turning the page on some stuff? I mean, I don't know.
We'll get to that later. Don't go anywhere. Don't punt the hour. Good morning, Pierson-El. Harrison Arns. We'll talk to you guys on the other side. Don't go anywhere.
Bagels and Joe is the best place to start off your mornings, and you can order your breakfast ahead of time on their app. You can't go wrong with one of their great bagel sandwiches or breakfast burritos. Stop by any of their 4 locations in Lincoln and their location in Seward. Bagels and Joe.
When your home fills up with family, Aloe Fiber makes sure that space is a happy place for everyone. Aloe Fiber experts install it all, And full service means step-by-step support, guiding you through everything so you can stay connected to what matters. And the family can always feel at home. Put the game on, and don't worry about your Wi-Fi calling a timeout. Better TV and internet service is one connection away. Call Allo at 866-481-2556 or visit allofiber.com.
Schweizo Construction is now hiring for skilled craftsmen, steel erectors, concrete workers, and general laborers. Schweizo Construction offers great benefits like premium wages, health and dental insurance, paid holidays and vacation, 401k with company match, life insurance, and disability insurance. They pride themselves on a legacy of 40 years built on integrity and trust. Joining their team means becoming part of a family that values hard work, dedication, and mutual respect. Apply today at schweizo.com. That's schwissow.com.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Carmela's Bistro and Wine Bar in Lincoln reminds listeners to keep our local farmers in your heart during the fall harvest season. Our local farmers work hard to provide for our daily meals all year round. Carmela's Bistro and Wine Bar, located at 4141 Pioneer Woods Drive in Lincoln, offers fresh and delicious pasta, seafood, hand-cut steaks, and a wide variety of wines. For reservations, call 402-489-0005. The staff at Carmela's Bistro and Wine Bar in Lincoln are forever grateful to the dedication of our local farmers.
I'm Karen Carr. I've been a realtor for 31 years. When I made a company change 12 years ago, I chose Lincoln First Realty, now NP Dodge. It's the oldest independently owned realty company in the country. Since becoming NP Dodge, we've continued our tradition of community involvement. Our management and staff are always available to offer support in marketing, technology, social media, and educational opportunities.
Expand your career with NP Dodge. Call Eric at 402-434-2222.
Hungry for something real? Come to HF Crave, Lincoln's favorite spot for burgers that are anything but basic. Locally sourced Nebraska beef, hand-cut fries, and bold flavors that'll make your taste buds cheer. Whether you're craving the classics or ready to try something wild, they've got the burger that gets you. HF Crave. Fresh, local, craveable. Find them at 48th and Holdridge or order online at hfcrave.com.
Hey there, this is Paul Scheel, owner of High Electric. I want to thank our friends and loyal customers and introduce High Electric to those looking for a new electrician. We've been serving the Lincoln and Omaha area for over 30 years, from design to install, upgrades, and repair. If you are a homeowner or a small business needing some electrical work, call us at 402-466-6606 or check us out at hyelectric.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
John Henry's has a brand new membership club to protect your entire home in one program. With a VIP and a deluxe option, we will help you find the plan that best fits your needs. Receive discounts on services and equipment, priority service, complimentary inspections, and so much more. Protect your home's plumbing, heating, cooling, and electrical systems all in one membership. Call John Henry's to learn more.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air,
and Electrical.
Hungry for something real? Come to HF Crave, Lincoln's favorite spot for burgers that are anything but basic. Locally sourced Nebraska beef, hand-cut fries, and bold flavors that'll make your taste buds cheer. Whether you're craving the classics or ready to try something wild, they've got the burger that gets you. HF Crave. Fresh, local, craveable. Find them at 48th and Holdridge or order online at hfcrave.com. Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program by building a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting lincolnteammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
This is the Don't Punt Hour on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Powered by the Teammates Mentoring Program. Here is your host, DeMornay Pierson-El.
Welcome back in. Second segment, Don't Punt Hour. Good morning, Pierson-El, Harrison Arns. Talking a lot of NFL here as tradition on Tuesdays during the fall season. And we wrapped up on the Jets, Panthers. Jets are in a tailspin, sitting there at 0-7. Panthers, they're actually got a winning record. So it hasn't always been perfect with Bryce Young so far, but compared to the years prior, you will 100% take that as a Panthers fan. Moving on, though, Dolphins, Browns. Another really, really lopsided game, and we left the break with this one. What is the plan for the Dolphins? Because if they're going to fire McDaniel, they would have done it already, I would think. But they're sitting there at 1-6. Tua was 12 for 23, 100 yards, and threw 3 picks, 0 touchdowns. And Dylan Gabriel was 13 for 18, 116 yards. But Judkins was their guy on the ground. 25 carries, 85 yards, but he got 3 touchdowns out of it. And a lot of that just field possession. You know, they were dominating the field because of all the turnovers the Dolphins were giving away. I don't know what the Dolphins are trying to do here.
Who knows? You know, that's a difficult situation. It looks like, you know, the team is not really listening to the head coach. The head coach looked like he's kind of checked out and spiraling out of control. You know, Tua
going at it. Tua had that press conference.
Tua and his antics is like, you know, some things you got to kind of keep in house. You know, and Tua might be turning to the, you know, the bad guy into the locker room because it's like, you know, guys might be like, you kind of talking too much. You know, some of those things aren't necessarily meant for the public. I get you're mad and upset and everything like that. It's just a bad situation. I'm not sure, you know, exactly where, what, you know, or how, what's going on, how to fix it, and, you know, kind of what's the next move, because it's a lot of I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I don't. Like I said, I think they're tanking, but I don't know for what exactly. Do you go get another quarterback? And maybe it's Mendoza, maybe it's Simpson, maybe it's just the best wide receiver right back. I have no idea. But you got A-Chain there, and he's been great, so you don't really need that. They're in a tough situation. I just don't know. I think they might not know yet either. But nonetheless, McDaniels won't be there next year, especially if it just keeps going the way it's going. I think they're waiting for something.
Who do you go after, though? Like, who's?
I mean, who's all going to get let go in the end? You would have to go look into the college realm of things and maybe get one of those guys. Or you go wait for the NFL carousel to start swinging around. But you're kind of waiting on some of these coaches to get fired. Or you go to an OC or DC somewhere. They, you know, maybe Kingsbury, if he's available and he wants to coach the Dolphins.
He's not leaving.
I don't think he is either. He's in a perfect.
He's too comfortable. Like his job is easy. He's not, you know, on a hot seat. He's not nowhere, you know, near getting fired. I mean, they kind of going through a situation, but Jaden Daniels is going back and forth with being hurt, and, you know, him being there, him not being there. Like, you know, his job's secure. Why would I don't think he wants to go anywhere else for, you know, a vacancy. And plus, I think, you know, Tua would be very, very similar to Kyler Murray situation.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of just coordinators out there that would maybe think about leaving. And I don't got a lot off the top of my head. I'm sure there's some that they every team's got a cabinet of guys they would maybe go to. I don't know who those ones are right now in the NFL. Last year was a good year to go find yourself some coordinators and make them a head coach. This year, it seems to be a little bit like Kingsbury's one that seems like the best one you could get. But I think you're right that if you're him, why? You're in a perfect situation.
Fangio.
Yeah, Fangio would be good. But do you think he would?
But no, because he was with the Dolphins and they fired him. So no.
Yeah, like I don't think you'd want to go there.
I think Fangio's name will be, you know, again in the coaching's pool. I think Flores' name, as far as deserving, you know, a head coaching position.
Why would Flores go back?
He not. I'm just saying that those are your two top candidates in my opinion.
And they burned bridges with both of them. So, I don't know, Dolphins. I feel bad for our guy Jake Sorensen. I mean, that guy's in the dumps. He's not feeling any better as the weeks go by. They lose 6-31 to the Cleveland Browns. Moving on. My Bears, they get another win. Wasn't always pretty. The defense has been really lights out. That's allowing these games to happen. They win it 26-14 over the Saints. Really bad game for Spencer Rattler. He had 3 picks. He did throw 2 touchdowns, both to Olave, that were pretty good. Caleb Williams was not great. He was 15 for 26, and he had 1 interception, 0 touchdowns. It was the DeAndre Swift game again. I mean, he was really kind of the bread and butter of that thing, and just the defense. Kind of where the Bears are at. I mean, the offense is up and down, but that defense is really good as far as forcing turnovers, and they're kind of making their money on that. 4 straight wins. Are you buying any stock, though, on the Bears?
I would say probably maybe a little. Again, y'all division is kind of crazy right now. I mean, you could probably put y'all in third right now. I mean, I would still take Green Bay over y'all over the Bears. I would still take the Lions over the Bears and everything like that. The Vikings, I probably wouldn't. It depends, which Caleb Williams are you going to get? Mm-hmm. I think that's the bottom line. The defense is going to keep you in games for sure. But Caleb Williams is either going to win you the games or lose you the games because of him being Caleb Williams.
Yeah, it's still a little bit erratic. I don't blame you for just getting maybe like penny stocks at the most right now. Yeah, it is not a team I'd go, because again, they're on a win streak here, but just kind of, and again, I'm biased and I'm saying this. The Commanders win was huge. That's a good win. Yeah. But you beat the Raiders by 1. You beat the Saints that you kind of got away at them in the end, but it was a close game a little bit there for a while. And then you lose to the Lions and you give them 52 points.
So you're not, I don't want to say you're not playing strong teams necessarily, but the contender teams, I mean, you can say what you want with the Commanders. Jalen Daniels is coming back from being injured. Mm-hmm. And he may be a little rusty and everything like that. He still put up a good game. I mean, y'all won that one because the Commanders really honestly shot themselves in the foot. And y'all capitalized on their mistakes. Y'all played better. Y'all
did what we did last year. It was the perfect reflection of last year's game because we shot ourselves in the foot to lose it. This year was the Commanders that fumbled it and gave us the ball to win it. So
I mean, that you can kind of take that one with a grain of salt. It's like, yeah, you won, but if like I said, he's coming back off from how many games he missed? He missed what, 3-4 games or something like that?
I think it was 3 games. Yeah.
Yeah. So not to kind of diminish it, you still won, but against other contending teams, I would like to see how y'all kind of stack up offensive wise. Defense, I'm not too concerned.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Keep winning, and I'll be happy. But we'll see what it looks like when we get the Baltimore Ravens on the road. That'll be a good game to do the barometer check on the Chicago Bears. Are they that, or was it more of a result of the schedule? But I will say the offense, what they did discover over the bye week was a run game. So that does give me hope that they can lean on that. It was bad to start the year, and over the bye week,
you bought a whole new offensive line for that reason. So give it some time to kind of have things come together.
Yep, and certainly came together over the bye. So that is the bright side for the Bears. You can lean on that run game, but you are right that Caleb Williams is still a little bit up and down, and he was certainly down in that last game. These games were back-to-back. I'm not doing this just to talk about our teams. Raiders, Chiefs. Raiders, shutout. They lose 31-0 versus their rival.
Piss poor, terrible. It's just, you can say, you can point at Geno and everything like that. Like I said, I'm sticking with what I think it is, and I think it's Chip Kelly. I think that's the issue. That's the situation.
I mean, Geno bad look. So,
again, you've seen what former NFL legends have kind of said about him at the NFL level and everything like that. And like I said, I think that's what the issue is. Of course, guys have to play better on the offensive side, but I think it's necessarily that for sure.
Yeah, because we've seen Geno Smith. When you give him a good offensive system, like he's not going to be the best player in the league, but he's good enough not to have a shutout like that. So it's been a tough one for the Raiders. It's been worse than I anticipated it. But
yeah, for sure.
And then it sucks seeing Genty. I mean, they fall in these games and they're behind, and then you kind of want to feed it to Genty, but you're just in a situation where you got to play out of your system.
It's kind of the way that the game goes, like allows him to, like, you can't play his type of style of game. Like, you got to kind of throw it around and to get back in it. So I mean, he's a victim of being, in a terrible offense that doesn't necessarily get things going.
Yeah. For reference, he had 6 carries last game. And that was your number 1 pick off the board. and he had 6 carries. So like that's tough. We'll see if the Raiders can. Again, no one's expecting them to go make a playoff run, but look better. Can you figure out some sort of rhythm? I mean, you do have pretty much an entirely new crew over there, so hopefully it's just a time thing. But nonetheless, a tough one for the Raiders on the road. Colts, man, the Colts keep winning, and they beat the Chargers. And to your point,
they keep winning big games. You know, hopefully, you know, like the gas won't run out. You know, we've kind of seen they hit that mid-season kind of wall, or, you know, kind of tailor off. They don't look like it, but that's, you know, one thing to be on the lookout for, you know, later in the season, you know, kind of after week 12.
Yeah, if they can keep Jonathan Taylor healthy, and I mean that offensive line, it's got a little bit of depth. If they just stay healthy, that's a tough team to stop, because you know what you're going to get with Jones. You're going to get a conservative quarterback who can throw it. If you're not, I mean, he's good enough to where if you're going to disrespect him completely and load up the box, he'll find your weaknesses, or if you send pressure, he'll find out where that blitz is coming from and throw it right over there. But you know, you can lean on Jonathan Taylor. You don't need hardly any of that, and that's what they've been doing. 16 carries, 94 yards, 3 touchdowns.
I wonder, you know, a good running back makes Danny Dimes look like a $40 million quarterback. He had it in New York, and Saquon got him paid. Now look at him, you know, in Indy, and you know, so I mean, it's, you know, he's definitely revived his career, and he might have found a new home.
I'm gonna keep doing this as the Colts keep winning. Colts in the power rankings, where are they at?
I think they're a top 5 team. I don't know if they're a top 3 team, but I think they're definitely a top 5 team.
Who's the top 3?
Philly, just for Philly being Philly. I think
Bucks, I think that's right. Yep.
I think Bucks, just because they're kind of like, I know that their game, but I mean, it's the NFL. It happens. They're still up there, and I like the Rams at 3. Like I'm like, what I think schematically, those 3 teams are kind of what they do on the offensive side and the defensive side of the ball. Like, you're going to have your hands full.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not too far away with you. I think I put the Eagles at 1, just because, again, the way they play the games, the score is always a little bit misleading. I mean, that's the games they love and thrive in. So they don't necessarily blow teams out the same way. And then the Rams is a great pick. I mean, it's not just Stafford, too. I mean, Puka's having an unreal year. The amount of receptions he's racking up. And
Devontae, Puka was down this game, and Devontae went off.
Yeah.
Vintage, and people, like I said, I still think, you know, Devontae Adams is a top 5 receiver, and he, in my opinion, he ain't 2 or 3.
Yeah, I agree with you. It was just sad that his career kind of got, you know, some twilight years in there where, I mean, the Jets and then Raiders run was a tough one where you lost some of his greatness. But it's good to see him in a situation with a quarterback like Stafford. I mean, he's going to find Adams, and he's been doing that as the season goes on. So, you know, I'd probably put him 5. The Chiefs are still.
I mean, I can see the Colts, you know, at 4 or 5. I'm not ready to put Mahomes and them up there just yet. Like, yes, they look, you know, a lot better and everything like that, but you also played the Raiders. So, you know, I kind of want to see them against the Chargers, against the Broncos and everything like that at full force and everything like that before I kind of, you know, say, and just give it to them.
Fair enough. It's fun to watch, though. Colts can't be ignored, especially after the way they're beating some of these tougher opponents out there. But nonetheless, real quick, because we only got one game left to talk. Well, we got more, but one game I want to focus on is that Broncos-Giants game for obvious reasons. So the rest of the scoreboard, Packers win over the Cardinals 27-23. Quickly, Cowboys beat the Commanders 44-22. Any panic, Commanders? Commanders were banged up.
No.
Okay, fair enough. Falcons lose to the 49ers 20-10. Buccaneers quickly lose to the Lions 24-9.
Which one you want to talk about? Which one?
I'd imagine the Buccaneers, because that's
it's. I mean, you're playing a physical, hard-nosed type of team, like, and you just kind of have to eat your lick. I think that's just kind of what one of those games were.
Fair enough. The Lions are good this year. I mean, we're talking about power rankings. I don't know where they are, but certainly top 10.
I think so.
Texans, Seahawks. Seahawks win at 27-19. Again, I'm going to say.
I hope the Texans aren't frustrated and everything like that and move on from their coach. I think that would be a terrible thing. I know it's a down off season or whatnot, but I mean the Seahawks, they could definitely be a dangerous team. You know, they got some things rolling, they got some things clicking. You know, Charbonnet might be the guy in the running back room there, honestly.
Yeah, he was great. And for Sam Darnold, wasn't his best game. 17 for 31. He had 1 touchdown, 1 pick. But I'll tell you what,
still pulling out the win. Doesn't matter.
I know. I'll tell you what too. You think that guy has a chip on his shoulder after doing what he did for the Vikings and then getting traded away? I think that's part of why Sam Darnold's been so good this year. Even though that wasn't his best game, like I think he's just kind of got that chip on his shoulder this year. And to me, he's shown it. With that being said, we're going to dive into that Giants-Broncos game on the third and final segment because that was unreal. How that
was something.
It was something. And if you missed it, oof, that's on you. You missed one of the best games in NFL history. With that being said, we'll throw it to break. Don't go anywhere. Don't Punt Hour, DeMarty Pierson-El, Harrison Arns.
When it comes to concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction doesn't stall. They go for the takedown. As Nebraska's full-service concrete contractor, they stay in bounds, hold inside position, and never forfeit quality. Whether it's foundations, flatwork, or concrete coatings, they elevate performance and pin down results that win every time. Stevens & Smith Construction is a proud sponsor of Takedown Tuesdays on 93.7 The Ticket. Because when it's time to wrestle with concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction slams expectations.
Do you want boots that actually feel good on your feet? Meindl delivers premium German-engineered comfort, brought to you right here from Nebraska. Built tough for trails, fields, and everyday wear, and backed by Meindl's Comfort Promise, so you can try them on with confidence. Use promo code THETICKET at MeindlUSA.com, spelled MEINDL, for free shipping. That's MeindlUSA.com. Meindl, comfort you have to feel to believe.
Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Mike Smith, founder of The Bay. Join me every Tuesday from 5 to 6 p.m. for your weekly Disrupt, where me and local misfits will interrupt your drive time with this week's most interesting stories in sports, entrepreneurship, and culture. So tune in to your weekly Disrupt every Tuesday afternoon on 93.7 The Ticket, where disruption is just a phone call away.
When it comes to keeping your equipment running, you've got options at Landmark Implement. Whether you need premium John Deere parts or a more economical solution, A&I parts from Landmark deliver the dependable performance you can count on with cost savings up to 40%. From filters and bearings to belts and everyday repairs, A&I parts are built to work as hard as you do while helping stretch your budget further. Stop by your local Landmark Implement parts counter today or shop online anytime at shop.deere.com and experience the Landmark difference.
Fall is here, and so are cooler temps, darker evenings, and slick roads. Is your vehicle ready for the change in seasons? At A1 Automotive, we've got you covered. From tire checks, brake inspections, batteries, and heater systems, we make sure your car is road ready for the Nebraska winters ahead. Don't wait until the first frost. Schedule your fall car care checkup today and drive with confidence all season long. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
Attention all Wings fans, Buffalo Wings and Rings has daily specials that will make you want to stop in on all days of the week. Kids eat free on Mondays, and on Tuesdays enjoy 40% off boneless or traditional wings at a price that makes the whole family happy. And come back on Wednesdays for $1.39 chicken tenders all day long. Get to Wings and Rings today, 68th and O, or in Williamsburg Village.
Midwest Bank is proud to serve Nebraska communities for over 70 years. We're a community bank making local decisions, supporting community organizations, and helping businesses succeed with 10 locations throughout the state, from Wisner to Deschler, Norfolk to York, and right here in Lincoln too. Whether you're opening a checking account, buying your first home, in need of an ag loan, or in search of cash management services for your business, we're here for you. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank. Find out more at midwest.bank. Member FDIC.
When you were a kid, clubs were cool. Robotics club and space club and stuff like that. But what do adults get? Book clubs and quilting clubs? Nah, forget that. How about margarita clubs and old-fashioned clubs? Get to Upside Bar and Lounge for the best clubs in town. Try all 10 varieties of Upside margaritas or old-fashions and take home a free souvenir glass. Grab the whole crew and pair it with taco night on Mondays or whiskey Wednesdays. Upside Bar and Lounge at 29th and Pine Lake.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global.
Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Salt Mine City is your go-to brewery in the Haymarket for craft beers and great food. Enjoy a full menu of great items daily for lunch and dinner, like their Big Fatty 7-ounce hamburger or a Reuben sandwich served on Blackstone rye bread. And don't forget their beef or chicken nachos with guacamole, sour cream, jalapenos, and more. Wash it down with one of their 12 beers on tap, including the popular Single Axle Light American Lager. Salt Mine City, now open 2 p.m. Monday through Thursday and 11 a.m. Friday through Sunday at 8th and R.
When the clock strikes 0 after every Nebraska football game, there's only one place to go for instant coverage. Tune in for the Husker After Party Postgame Show on 93.7 The Ticket for each game, win or lose. Call in with all your takes or text the show at 464-5685 and hear quotes from the players and coaches, too. It's the Husker After Party Postgame Show, sponsored by Anderson Ford and Vinny Kreekak of State Farm Insurance. This is the Don't Punt Hour on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Powered by the Teammates Mentoring Program. Here is your host, DeMornay Pierson-El.
Welcome back in. Final segment, Don't Punt Hour with DeMornay Pierson-El, the former Husker special teams threat wide receiver, whichever label you prefer. 402-464-5685. Starter Heyman text line. We got Chris Raff coming up next. And again, that Starter Heyman text line always open, as well as the streams. One more game to talk about on our NFL Tuesday here. New York Giants lose on the road, 32-33. The Giants fall to 2-5, despite having a little bit of promising flash for a while there. The Broncos 5-2, and all happened in the blink of an eye. It was 19-0 at one point, and they came flying all the way back. Good morning, Pierson-El. I don't know where you want to start, but I just want your thoughts, period, on wherever.
I don't think. Excuse me. I don't think. I think Daboll has earned a little bit more time with the Giants.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, they don't move off of him. I think he's on to something. I think you just kind of got to give him a little bit more time to kind of get it situated. It was a combined effort of Dart and Daboll. I think of losing that game. You kind of took the foot off. The gas, it kind of went back to, playing conservative. With Dart, just, balls to the wall, just go after it.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's a learning, moment for them. So I don't think it would be the Giants' best interest to part ways with him just yet. But the Broncos, I'm shocked. This is, they look. They look different. This is like the third or fourth game that they've kind of had like that. And I don't know what they're doing early in the game to kind of get them in that position for you to even, to kind of force yourself to kind of be in those positions. So that's a bit, appalling. It's a bit of a head scratcher for as good of a team as they are offensively and defensively. And hopefully they start to show up and just, dominating getting dominating wins. I'm more concerned for the Broncos than I am the Giants, actually.
Yeah, it's crazy because I know where your mind is going with that, and just so we can get this game into size, right? So the first quarter goes by, it's 7-0, Giants are leading. Second quarter goes by, it's 13-0, Giants are leading. Or second quarter goes by. Third quarter goes by, 19-0. Giants are leading. Fourth quarter goes by. The Giants score 13 points in that fourth quarter. So you're thinking there's no way they lose.
Yeah.
The Broncos scored all 33 points in that fourth quarter, which is
Where was that at the beginning of the game? What is I have no explanation for that. Just kind of I'm like, how, why, or what kind of were y'all doing?
I don't know. I have no idea how you get 33 after being.
But I feel like they've kind of that. I feel like that's their second game in a row, or in the last 3 games, they've kind of had 2 games kind of like that, where they were terrible for a majority of the game, and then sneak it out at the end.
Yeah, I'm just looking for the Giants. Keep an eye on that Eagles-Giants game. I'm really, really curious what the response is for the Giants, because I'd imagine they're going to come out just absolutely livid that they dropped that last one. Now the Eagles are good, but so was that Broncos team. And they
the Giants beat the Eagles the last time they played, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
34-17. 34-17.
Yeah, so I expect the Eagles to come out and kind of be a little pissed off and ticked off.
I didn't realize it was such a quick turnaround, but yeah, they had Eagles, Broncos, now back to the Eagles. So, and that's not a bye, I believe. Yeah, no, that's this weekend. So that'll be a great matchup. Super excited for that. That was by far the craziest game. If you want to go for a record book game in terms of just weird stats or things that have never happened in NFL history, there's a lot of them.
That game is up there right along with the playoff game between the Bills and the Chiefs, where it's back and forth. And up there with the Chiefs and the Rams when Jared Goff was on the Rams, and that game was back and forth. So that Broncos game, not as exciting. Well, it was, but not as high scoring as those games. But it was still pretty, something to see.
Yeah, it was incredible. Kind of reminded me of the Tom Brady versus the Falcons Super Bowl. Obviously, completely different stage, but
for sure.
It's kind of that level of like, what the hell is going on here? Yeah. Like you're watching a completely different game in the fourth quarter than everything you just watched prior. So incredible weekend of NFL football, and we'll get more NFL football tomorrow. We'll talk some just sports headlines all across the globe. We do get some MLB starting Friday, I believe, in the World Series. We'll talk a little bit
Series
as well. Canada versus USA. Toronto.
Hey, USA.
I know who we're rooting for. All right, that's going to wrap it up for us. Don't go anywhere. Chris Rapp coming up next right here, 93.7 The Ticket.
Schwezo Construction